You have to be fearless if you're going to live the most amazing life possible. Sorry, I'm Coach Bobby Brown, and I'm with Sober Life Right. What I do is I help people live their most amazing lives free from drugs and alcohol. I am a man in long-term recovery. What that means for me is that today, everything that I do in my life, every decision I make, good or bad, is not under the influence of this hijacked brain from drugs and alcohol. Today, I've been doing this for a little while now, a couple of days, and I've been playing with things like TikTok and posting videos and kind of getting outside of my comfort zone. I'm a big believer that you have to sometimes just take some action, uncomfortable action. You have to be willing to be bad at things. You have to be willing to kind of get through some discomfort in order to get what you want. And so today I was thinking a little bit. I did this like crazy video I never thought I'd do. I'm 50 years old, and but I love to dance. I was a club kid in the 80s, 90s, not the 80s. I'm not that old. In the 90s, I was overseas in Germany. I'm a U.S. Army vet. And from the ages of like 19 to 21, like every free moment that I wasn't broke, we would spend in nightclubs, techno clubs, and we would go out there and we would drink until we were comfortable enough and loose enough that we just dance to music, and we do it all night. We try and pick up girls, and we just had fun. But of course, there was a cost to all that. There was a point where I almost got kicked out of the military because I couldn't get my ass up in the mornings. I couldn't get my ass up in the mornings because I was out drinking all night. Always looked like crap. Didn't have time to shine boots or press a uniform, do all these things that they, believe it or not, the military likes you to do those things. So I got to the point that I got to almost the point that I almost got kicked out. That's when I met one of my first mentors in life that kind of helped me turn things around for the first time. But that's a story for another day. Today I want to talk a little bit about fearlessness. So in coaching people, especially in early recovery, and I've worked as a recovery coach specifically with men and women that have kind of had some pretty serious consequences. I spent a year working in a specialty court dealing with felony drug charges. And that's part of my story, where I finally made the change, where something happened. The last time that I used drugs, it was in the back of a cop car, So God put me in a position that I was able to work in this court with other individuals that are in this, and you get to meet people kind of all walks of life. But the ones that, in particular, that I get to help a lot are those that have lost everything. They've got no insurance, they've got no job, they've burned things to the family. Like jail has become a ongoing thing. Some of them have been to prison multiple times, and like it's always tied in somehow to drugs and alcohol or mental health. Which go ahead and just share my opinion on it. Alcoholism, substance use disorders, that is a mental health issue. All right, it's something that substance use disorders are diagnosable. They're in the DSM-5, right along with things like anxiety and depression. If somebody has trouble with drugs and alcohol and they can't seem to stop, this is not a bad person. This is not that they don't want to. It's not that they don't care. It's not like this is a medical condition. And, statistics say it affects 1 in 10 people. I think those are probably low estimates. I'm kind of mixed on it. I've also done a lot of research on like the science behind what actually happens, even for the non-alcoholic or non-addict, when you put substances into your body. You're basically introducing chemicals that change brain chemistry, that cause your body to release things like dopamine, and it triggers the reward system in your brain. It affects how your decision making is done, lowers inhibitions, basically takes away these natural instincts that we have evolved to have in order to keep us safe in a functioning society, and it rewires them. I was looking today at how like even the first drink can have an impact on inhibitions. So I've seen it in my life, you know. I've seen where I have done things I wouldn't normally do, and where other people have done things they wouldn't normally do, just as a result of just one. Like all it took was just that first drink. But to get back onto like fearlessness, and maybe that's not the right way to do it, because actually I think that fear has got some real positive benefits to it. You know, one of the things that recovery has kind of taught me is like I had to figure out some self-respect stuff. I had to build some self-esteem. Building self-esteem, you got to figure out what do you hold in high regard in others? What kind of actions do you need to take? I'm a big believer that like we take certain actions that are aligned with the person we want to be, and we become that person. So if I want to be a good baseball player, then I probably need to play a lot of baseball. That just oversimplify that whole thing. But going back to like the whole fear thing, I lost my train of thought. I forget exactly what I was going to say, but we're going to get back on track because I'm pretty good at that and I'm not afraid to mess up. So having these fears, there we were, it came back to me. One of the things that I value is courage. I value bravery. These are things that I think a man should be. So I'm sure a woman should be also. So don't slay me in the comments for being toxic. But like I value courage, and in order to have courage, you've got to have fear. Courage is facing your fears. Being brave is to face your fears and do what you know is right anyway. And so, you know, fear from that standpoint is not a bad thing. Reframing that is huge for me. It allows me to look at when I'm hesitant to do something. I've got kind of a step-by-step plan on what I do about it. Like first off, I've learned to turn everything over to God. So the first thing I do is pray. I pray about it. Maybe I don't even pray so much about that. I pray about God and what God is, and then I kind of present this problem, and I try and then after I pray to reflect some. And I reflect on, is this God's will for me? And how do you figure out God's will? Well, I've, again, spent time like looking at values and what's important and what I think a man should be. And I read Bible verses and I look at what Scripture says. You know, I'm a Christian, so it's real easy for me. I just turn to the Bible. So I can look to the Bible and I can say, okay, what does the Bible say I should be? Well, the Bible says things like I should enjoy life. So I try to enjoy life. I should be kind. I should be compassionate. I should have patience. That's a hard one for me. Such a hard one for me. I should have self-control. You know, I should be able to not let my emotions and feelings dictate my actions. So if I'm looking at these things and I see that, okay, what I'm doing, I reflect on it and I say, okay, is this aligned with God's will, what I'm praying for? And then I look at how has God got me through stuff in the past? You know, I'll talk a lot about recovery. I'll talk about what I'm doing. I love to talk strategy. I love to talk planning. I love to set goals. I love like all these things, but like, let there be no question in anybody's mind. I absolutely believe that this is all because of God, that anything that I'm doing, that it serves God's purpose, that the desire to coach others and to put myself out there and try to help people like this is 100% God's purpose in my life. But I still reflect on how God has got me through things in the past, and then I take action. And so if what it is that I'm wanting to do is something that scares me, but I know it's aligned with God's will, this is an opportunity for me to be brave. This is an opportunity for me to practice courage. And the more I do it, the more courageous I come. The more willing I am to put myself out there. The more willing I am to take risk that makes sense. And as a result, I accomplish more. I live a more amazing life. I am enjoying the things that I'm doing. So, time for the shameless plug. Like, I'm doing these videos for a couple of reasons. One, I feel like I have a message that I'm supposed to share. But I'm also doing this because I want to help people directly. I don't know. Tony Robbins says everybody could use a coach. I think that's sound advice. I think that at the same time, there's nothing you can't do on your own for free. Like, the reason to have a coach is not because it's going to be like this life-altering ground shaking thing. It could be, depending on how much energy you invest into like really working with it. But it's to save you time. And really to save you money. Like, think about it, the quicker that you can get to where you want to go. You know, if you could have somebody help you to be accountable, to let you know when you're full of crap, to help you make plans, that has experience, that can show you things that work, that's done the research, you know. Let me tell you, I've read hundreds of books on success and how to be there. Like, you can take all the time, read those same books. You can look at, like, I have fed my brain everything I can think of around self-improvement, self-development, coaching, living an amazing life, know about recovery, like all these things. I've spent the time, okay? And you can too. Or just get out your checkbook and just say, Bobby, hey, help me. Show me how to do it. Show me how to do it fast. I move fast. I'm an intense person. I'm not a BS, got to do a whole bunch of stuff. Like, okay, let's get to the root of it. And either you're going to do it or not. But like, if you're highly motivated, if you're like, okay, I'm the kind of person that is ready to take action, and I don't mind spending some money to do it, I just help me get there fast, I'll do the work, then I'm the right fucking guy for you. I mean, I don't know how else to say that. So yeah, if that resonates with you, then just DM me, Bobby, I'm ready, and we'll go from there.